Hey guys, what we're up to this week is it's 110 degrees out here in Arizona, sweating our ass off everywhere we go. And we decided, you know what, we have this parts truck that we bought as a donor a couple years ago in the backyard. Well, let's go see what we can do with it. So anyway, it's a 2003 Chevy S10 with a 4.3 in it, okay? I bought it for $100 off somebody I know because they were going to donate it. Well, I found out they were going to donate it. I said, how much is charity going to give you? They said $100. Done. I'll give you $100. I'll come get the truck. So, the truck was T-bone. This is the good side. The other side was T-bone. Alright, I went to the junkyard. We got a door. We got a couple things going. So what we're going to do is try to pull that other side out, see what we can do. So we have an air-conditioned beater freaking shop truck to run around in just for the summer. So here's how we do it. Now, I'm in this truck for $300-400. You can't beat that. It's worth the shot to see what I can do to straighten it out, to at least have a work vehicle to go to and from work every day in the AC when it's 115 out. So, let's get this door off, get the other door on before we even start pulling the body out. Okay, that way we know how far to pull it so it matches the door. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so the issue we got is these pins here, the clip. Now, most cars you can unbolt the hinges and the door comes off. On this one, there's these stupid pins, top and bottom, that I've got to deal with. Now, when I was at the junkyard, I just cut them, but they're hardened steel. So these I've got to actually reuse. So we're going to try to get the retainer clip off and knock it out. I know it's a problem because it goes right into the spring, but we'll get all through that. So look, I got the first pin out. And what I've done is stuck a screwdriver in to hold the door in place so I could beat the other one out. Now the bottom one goes up, so got to get in position I can beat that up. Now at the junkyard, this stuff came apart a lot easier because the door wasn't mangled. So anyway, we'll get through it. Alright, now because I'm working by myself, I would need somebody to twist the door and whatnot so I can get the pin without any pressure to knock it out the easiest. So one tool that I use all the time because I work by myself is a tranny jack. Now this tranny jack is a scissor jack from Harbor Freight that I runs off a 1/2 inch drive, and you can do it by hand or with impact. So what I do, I just put this guy in here, and now I can sit there and play with it, try to figure out how to get the pressure off the best way. I can't tell you all the uses I've had for this tranny jack. Dropping fuel tanks on cars, everything else. I use this thing for everything, because if you work alone, you got to come up with ways to do stuff. I gotta admit, when it comes to my daily beater work trucks, everything else, I'm not exactly the cleanest guy. I use a passenger floorboard as a trash can, but I do empty it out every week. This is pretty bad. So, before we go any farther, I'm gonna have Caleb get in here and clean this trash out. And me and Austin are working on securing the door. So, we're gonna go from there. Alright, so look, there's the pin here. This is the ring that we took off. So what we did is used a small matching socket and beat it back straight so we can reuse it. Because I don't really feel like driving to the parts store for a freaking ring that they probably don't have. So what we're going to do is place it on the best we can. And then I'm going to have Austin take a socket, a matching socket, and just tap it down in place. Should be the exact same as what it was before. Just like that, nice and simple. Freaking looks factory. So that's a trick I'm going to use over and over and over. Well, this is what I came up with to be able to straighten out the cab. There's no way swinging a hammer at this all day was going to get it there. So, used the electric winch, hooked it up, and pull her out. But first, before we do that, we need to get the bed off. Not completely off, but at least propped up so that we can actually be able to work at the back of the cab too. Get you on this side with the baseball bat and I slide?
Yeah.
Alright, so look, I had Caleb take masking tape, put X's on the back window. It's not going to guarantee it doesn't break, but it should help a little with the vibration. Now, what we're doing is working all the low spots. Anywhere it's been dented in super deep, we're going to start beating those back out, okay? As we're beating those back out, everything's going to twist and move. But if we have all the negative space beat back out, then you're only dealing with positives, okay? So after you work with positives, you can gently work those back in. This thing is not going to be pretty, but we're just getting where the door will latch for now, and later we can worry about making it look pretty. So, right now it's in a heavy twist and everything else, but it's come a long way already. We were over 8 inches away from latching, now we're at 2. So we can work on getting these last twists out. We might get it to where it can actually latch. So we're going to keep at it. Alright, so look, we're going to do something unconventional, I guess the best way to put it. I've got these U-bolts here, and we're going to drill a hole through both pieces, put fat washers or a plate or something on the inside, and use the winch to pull it. Because what's happening is this structure here is too strong that with us hitting it with a hammer, it's bouncing back and forth. So, give it a shot. This edge needs to be at more of a 90. So no matter how much I beat it, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to take a sharper edge here on this hammer and hit it right in there to make it fold into that 90 degrees in there to sharpen this up. Now we've actually pulled it too far in some areas. So what happens is we've got a fairly fat gap in the door here. So what we're going to do is get this right, get the latch on, see if we can get the door to shut. And then we can start prying, slowly working everything back into place.
My love, my little victory.
Well guys, it's 110 in the shade right now. So we beat it enough that we can actually close the door. The gap's right. It just looks rough. So it's fine. it's good enough now. We can drive it, use the truck and the AC. So now we got to get the bed back down, beat it out somewhat. I don't really care how much. And get the door panel, the mirror, and the door handle that actually has the same lock in it. Bolt the seats down. We've got AC. So keep going and get this done.
I miss you so.
Any of you guys ever wonder why it takes me a while to get back to responses? Because this is normally what I'm doing.
It's fast, and I forgot whom do you belong? I sit on fence, smoking cigarettes, and cry and sing my song.
Now, you might see me use old bolts or dig up bolts for my seat belts and my seats. But I gotta tell you one thing. I only use grade 8s because safety, man. You get in an accident, you gotta hold. So grade 8s only for seats and seat belts.
I've got no sun that shines on me. I've got no place to go. My love, my little victory. I miss.
As you see, guys, another use I use this tranny jack for is to place the muffler where I want it so I can weld it. Because I have a thing about driving vehicles with stock exhaust. So I always have Flowmasters and all types of shit laying around that I've cut off other cars. So what? I reuse them. Let's see what this little 4.3 can do in this. Alright guys, well there you have it. Alright, it took about 8 hours out in the heat. Whole lot of banging and pulling, but it worked really well. And I tell you what, using the winch off the Pathfinder to pull it out, we'll be doing that a lot. But anyway, so altogether, here's the rundown. Got the truck for $100. I registered for 2 years for $130. Battery cost me $70, so we're $300 in, and the door cost me $55. So we're $355 into this car, and we've already been driving it for a couple days now. It's doing great. I literally can. Good to go. So that shows you right there. You know, we're going to be comfortable this summer, thank God. And it's a great little shop truck that I can let the boys take and do whatever. Doesn't matter. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.